Conflicting reports over Thiago's Liverpool move, Leipzig make history, Barca stoke the fire, a transfer roundup, and today's Friday Feels all coming up in the next few minutes as I'm your host Matt Frodick, you are the Onefootballers, and this is the Daily News. First up, there's a few conflicting reports about Thiago's move from Bayern Munich to Liverpool. Now, yesterday we spoke about how Thiago could potentially go to Manchester City, but I also did mention this could be a ploy from Bayern Munich to try and get Liverpool interested in the Spanish midfielder. So it looks like it may have happened, but on the other hand, it looks like it may have not. According to newspaper Bild in Germany, Liverpool decided to make first contact with Bayern about a move for the midfielder at around £30 million. However, this morning, the Liverpool Echo are now saying that on the contrary, no contact has been made and Liverpool have not changed their stance on the player. The stance at the moment is he is not an active target. I think a new contract for Gini Wijnaldum seems to be a little bit more likely than going ahead and bringing in Thiago. The thing is, the midfielder is definitely good enough for both sides. They're definitely both going to want him. It just kind of seems like who's willing to budge first. From both Manchester City and Liverpool's perspective, it looks like they really want him, but just not that much. So who knows? Maybe we could even see him staying at the German champions. But talking of Bayern Munich and German football teams and now RB Leipzig, that's a pretty good segue in there, Matt. Leipzig have made history. Just 11 years after forming as a club, they're in the Champions League semi-final after beating Atletico Madrid 2-1, and my word, were Atletico rather disappointing. I know there's been lots of people saying that money's caused this and RB Leipzig have bought their way to success, yada yada yada. When it comes down to it, personally, I'm only interested in the 90 minutes on the football pitch, and for 70 of those 90 minutes, Leipzig were better. They deserved it, they pressed much more, and Atletico was so underwhelming. I almost get the kind of feeling that Atletico aren't used to being favourites. I'm not saying they were massively favourites, I just think, especially knocking out Liverpool in the last round as well, and historically being the far bigger club. As I mentioned, there have been some players at Atletico for longer than RB Leipzig have been a club altogether. You would have thought that they, go on the attack and maybe not sit so deep, but they didn't. They looked to be resolute and kind of nick it, and it didn't really work. In fact, it took João Felix to come on just to ignite the team and actually make something happen, much like Kylian Mbappe with PSG. But what it does mean is that Leipzig are in the semi-finals against PSG. And if I'm going to be honest, PSG have to win that. I know Leipzig did really well last night. I just can't see them going ahead and then being absolutely defensively resolute against the likes of PSG. I know Dayot Upamecano had a brilliant game and was named man of the match, and I'm sure the Frenchman will get a call up to the national squad soon, but I really think that PSG are going to be able to win that one. Anyway, what's even more amazing is that head coach Julian Nagelsmann has now become the youngest coach to ever take a team into the semi-finals of the Champions League, and on top of this, the winner from Tyler Adams means that he is the only American player to score in the Champions League from the quarter-finals onwards. And talking of the Champions League, the Fires have been well and truly stoked ahead of tonight's game between Bayern Munich and Barcelona. What a game this is going to be! Honestly, if it's 0-0 now, just everyone let me know in the comments. It'll be so disappointing. Anyway, ahead of the game, it looks like Barcelona have been doing a lot more talking than Bayern Munich. That's not to say the German club haven't also been chatting shit, but Bayern Munich are really putting themselves out there. First off, Setien and Vidal saying that Bayern Munich need to be ready because they're not just playing another Bundesliga club. This is the best team in the world. Firstly, another Bundesliga club? You mean like the one that are in the semi-finals of the Champions League? Yeah, it's not exactly a good insult if he's trying to suggest that the Bundesliga are a weak league. And secondly, the best team in the world that have won 0 trophies this season. Lost out to Real Madrid in La Liga, didn't even make the Copa del Rey final. Not quite sure Vidal knows what he's on about. Maybe should focus about actually getting into the starting 11 and getting on the pitch before he starts chatting shit. But who can blame him, because his manager has also been doing the same. Maybe not so much chatting shit, but he's setting himself up for a massive fall. Basically, he's saying that Lewandowski is brilliant and a massive asset to the Bayern team, but he's nowhere near Lionel Messi's level. This just does not need to be said. Yeah, I agree. Yes, Lewandowski is not on Messi's level. This year, he may be close. Lewandowski has scored a ridiculous amount of goals and certainly was most of your guys, so I've seen favourites for the Ballon d'Or. We know that Messi's on a level by himself. We know that Lewandowski is not near Messi, so why would you go and say it? Because you know what's going to happen. Lewandowski is going to score 1, 2, 3 goals, and Setien is going to look even more of a prat than he normally does. That didn't need to be said. There didn't need to be any more motivation for Bayern to go out there and win, and honestly, I think Barca are setting themselves up for a massive fall. But who knows? They could turn in a fantastic performance and their own little magician Leo Messi could do something wonderful, and we may be looking at Barcelona in the semi-finals. So next up, and a quick roundup of the rest of the day's transfer news, where Jan Vertonghen has completed a medical and almost signed a 3-year deal at Portuguese club Benfica. Leicester City's Nampalys Mendy, who is out of contract, will be heading to Al Sadd instead of renewing his contract with the former Premier League champions. Bayern Munich legend Rafinha, who headed back to Flamengo in Brazil, now looks like he'll be moving back to Europe with Greek side Olympiacos. And lastly, but not least, I've forgotten it. Southampton have been told they need to pay a club record £23 million if they're to sign Frankfurt defender Martin Hinteregger. Finally, we come to this week's Friday Feels. You know what this is. It's where you guys leave your footballing predictions in the comment section below, and we read out some of the correct ones on Monday. A big weekend of footballing action. First off, Bayern Munich against Barcelona. A lot of goals, a lot of good players. I'm going 3-2 for Bayern Munich. Only just. Second, and I think Manchester City will pretty much trounce Lyon, so I'm going for a 3-0 victory there. And finally, on Sunday night in the Europa League semi-final, I think Sevilla are actually going to edge it against Manchester United. 2-1 after extra time. I actually got 2 out of 3 right last week, so I'm pretty confident about this weekend's results. Anyway, you guys let me know your Friday feels in the comment section down below and your thoughts on the rest of today's daily news. Whilst you're at it, you can smash the like button and click here or here to check out all of the other videos we've got going on Onefootball. But until next time, I will see you guys later.